Marta'S journey, finding light in the shadows. Marta lived a life that felt like a relentless storm. The winds of hardship whipped around her, leaving her battered and bruised. Financial struggles cast a dark cloud over her days, her dreams slipping away like grains of sand through her fingers. Her relationships were strained, her heart heavy with unspoken words and unfulfilled desires. She had turned to distractions, seeking solace in fleeting pleasures, in temporary escapes that offered no lasting comfort. But the storm continued, its relentless waves crashing against her, leaving her feeling exhausted, adrift, and alone. Then came Holy Week, a time for reflection, a time for meditation, a time for turning inward and seeking solace in the presence of God. She had always been a woman of faith, but her beliefs had become distant echoes, muffled by the noise of her struggles. But this year, something shifted. As she watched the world around her prepare for Easter, she found herself drawn to the stories of sacrifice and redemption, of suffering and triumph. She felt a stirring in her heart, a yearning for something more, a longing for the peace and strength she had once found in her faith. She began to attend services, immersing herself in the stories of Christ's passion, death, and resurrection. She found solace in the words of Scripture, in the hymns that resonated with her soul, and in the fellowship of others who shared her faith. She started to pray to pour out her heart to God, sharing her struggles, her fears, and her longing for a life filled with meaning and purpose. She felt a sense of release, a lightness in her spirit, as she surrendered her burdens to a power greater than herself. One evening, as she sat in the pews of her church, a profound peace washed over her. She felt a sense of connection, a presence that filled her with a newfound strength and hope. She realized that her faith, though tested, had never truly left her. It had been dormant, waiting to be reignited, waiting for her to rediscover its power. The storm still raged, but now she faced it with a renewed sense of hope, with a trust in God's plan and with a conviction that she was not alone. She found comfort in the promise of resurrection, the promise of new beginnings, and the promise of a life transformed by faith. Moral lesson: Marta'S story reminds us that even when life throws us a curveball, even when we feel lost and alone, we can always find solace and strength in our faith. It teaches us that faith is a journey, a constant process of seeking, questioning, and rediscovering our connection to God. It is a journey that may lead us through darkness, but it will ultimately guide us back to the light. Marta'S journey reminds us that the Holy Week is a time for reflection, for introspection, and for renewing our faith. It is a time to remember the sacrifice of Christ, to embrace the hope of resurrection, and to seek the strength and guidance that only God can offer.